In the colors of 1,000 sunsets, I have traveled to that world on a silvery flight.
Yep. Radio.
15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras.
Pardon my Uh-oh. That's not good, is it?
5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
It's already Tuesday. It's Unlucky Tuesday, the 13th. You remember where that started, right?
No.
Tuesday the 13th? You don't remember the song that Frank Sinatra sang about Tuesday the 13th?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember that one either?
No.
Now, I don't mean to tell tales out of school. I don't even know what that means. But Ron was unaware of the song I've Got a Crush on You by Old Blue Eyes. Old Blue Eyes was a nickname that people gave Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I got that.
You knew that, right?
Yes, I did.
But you don't know about his incredible song about Tuesday the 13th being unlucky in love?
Nope.
All right, people in the chat, you're going to have to explain to Ron the significance.
Hell no, I heard I got a crush
Tuesday
on you for the first
13th.
time, and I loved it. It was a good song. I just had never heard it before. So play me that.
That's only been out for
Tuesday
about
13th
70
too.
years, so I can understand why you hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, 70 years is a spoiler alert. Well, at least we all get to teach Ron a little something every day, and that's the beauty of this program, of the Daily Mojo. We learn something new each and every day of the week, including this. There are now more independents. Well, this is the sad part of the statistic. There are more independents now. I say more. There is a significant number of independents in the country, 45%. The sad part of that is that more of them lean Democrat than Republican, which sadly says that Democrats now hold the edge in party affiliation for the first time since 2021. Now, is that even, first of all, can we even trust that? This comes from the Gallup organization. Do we trust the Gallup folks now? And I don't. That's the worst part of probably everything that we go through every day, is the fact that it's hard to know who to trust and who not to trust. I was having a little conversation with our friend, the lovely and talented G-Rock, this morning about the Rona and the jab. Sorry, let me do that one. But the Rona and the jab. There we go. Since we're back on YouTube for the first time in God knows how long.
And that may be short-lived. I don't know.
Let's go ahead and just really, not just poke the bear. Let's really give it to the bear. Let's unceremoniously, and I won't even call it romantic. Let's just pop that bear, shall we? And just see what happens. But I was having this conversation with G-Rock this morning about the efficacy and about whether or not it was true that if you had all of the boosters, etc., you had a higher likelihood of assuming room temperature. And the answer that he came back at me with, don't at me, bro. What does that mean, Ron, when you say don't at me?
Don't at me, bro.
Yeah, don't at me, bro. Don't at me, bro.
Maybe don't add my username to your comments.
Is that what it means?
I don't know. That's what it sounds like it means. Don't at me, bro. Or
don't at me, bro.
Don't come at me, bro. Don't come at me, bro. See, it could be that.
Did you almost throw up, or was that just a dramatic pause?
Oh no, okay. I was throwing up. I was throwing up.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
Throwing, yes,
I was
yes,
throwing,
you
I was
sure
about to throw
were.
hands.
Yep, throw up, throw down, whatever. And he said, according to the G-Rock man, there is extensive testing and large-scale studies have consistently concluded the opposite. The people who have received the boosters had a lower rate of death and severe illness compared to those who did not receive the boosters or who remain after primary doses. Does that sound right? Sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know. Do I believe that? Should I not believe it? This holds true across multiple variants. Again, according to the G-Rock man, who I'm repeatedly told is not a man, it's an it. I think Keith Malinak just has some issues. He may be fighting with his own sexuality. This holds true across multiple variants, including the Omicron sublineages circulating in 24-25 with the effectiveness estimates showing meaningful protection against hospitalization, intensive care admission, mechanical ventilation, and death. So, look, just to show you that I'm not afraid to put out there what I've come to when it comes to information, when it comes to researching. I just don't know whether I trust it or not. Don't know whether I trust. I even went the extra step and asked the G-Rock man to eliminate the CDC and the WHO from the sources that he was checking to find out if this was true. And he said even with those yanked out, that in fact there was evidence that the opposite was true. So take that for what you will, and take the Gallup poll information for what you will. A record high 45% of the U.S. adults identified as political independents in 2025, surpassing the 43% measured in 2014, 2023, and 2024. Meanwhile, equal shares of U.S. adults, that's 27% each, identified as either Dems or Reps. In most years since Gallup began regularly conducting its polls by telephone in 1988. You ever gotten a call from the Gallup organization?
I've never gotten one, no.
I don't think I have either. I got some.
I always wanted to be a Nielsen ratings person, though. But never got a call from
They
Gallup.
don't. That was a fantasy. Those don't exist.
Oh.
That's not real. I mean, how did some of the shows that got high? Don't ask me how they got high ratings, because you watch them, you're like, woof, who's watching this dribble? Independents have been the largest political group. However, the independent percentage has increased markedly in the past 15 years, typically registering 40% or higher, a level not reached prior to 2011. And right there is the undeniable chart, the graph, as it were. So independents are way on up there, which is understandable because both sides have shown their Schadenfreude, have shown that they are not necessarily, especially I'm talking at the leadership level, not individual people that we know as Republicans or Democrats, but in Washington, D.C., our leadership, the people that we have chosen to send to Washington, have not really seemed to either A, have our best interest in mind, or B, have a brain. That second one, obviously, when you look at people like AOC, isn't necessarily a prerequisite to holding a gig in Washington, D.C. If you want to get involved in the programming this morning, it's simple. Call us. Just call us right now. You'll find the phone number in the Yellow Pages. Look it up. And you can also follow us on the social medias. Use the hashtag What I Learned Today. HoboJoe61 says, sounds like Grok is retarded. Could be. He could be very backwards. G-Rock is a sellout, says Chenzo125. News 5, good morning all. Or as the Korean-speaking members of the Daily Mojo Asian delegation say, Ho-sing-ha-ha-ha-ha. You didn't know I could speak it, did you?
I did not.
Ha! A surprise. And over on the in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room, frankly speaking, is over there. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if anybody knows who. But do the majority of people now know who this guy is? What's his name?
Alfred E. Newman.
Right. Of course, named after the 14th president of the United States. Did you know that?
I did not.
You didn't know that? How did you not? Okay, you knew who Alfred E. Newman was, but you didn't know he was named after the 14th president of the United States?
Correct.
Wow. Okay. You say so. Alfred E. Newman, of course, I have no idea who he was named after, but I hearted Obama.
I know.
You
No, by the way, I just want to say hi to Wisconsin Jack Cole, the only person in the chat room on YouTube right now.
That's because no one knows we're going to YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just it's like we had a divorce.
Yeah.
But then afterward we decided, okay, well, let's have a drink.
Yep, let's have a drink.
Let's have a drink.
Let's see how
just
it works.
Right. Let's see if we maybe, could get along. And I don't know. It may work out. It may not. But we'll soon see. We talked about the Fed yesterday and the fact that they have been invited to answer some questions by the Department of Justice. And did it not come across yesterday as Jerome Powell seeming just a bit defensive? Didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was like he got spanked and he was like,
yeah.
I mean,
and again, the easiest way to know if Jerome Powell is lying is just to watch his lips. If they're moving, he's generally lying. Because he comes across as Mr. Creepy Creep. Here is if you missed any of his response yesterday.
On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June.
I can't do it. I cannot do it. It sounds like the waterworks have been turned on inside his mouth. It's just...
That testimony concerned, in part, a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings.
Nope, I'm done. I am done. In any event, Janine Pirro, the U.S. attorney, responded or put forth a statement, says the United States Attorney's Office contacted the Federal Reserve on multiple occasions to discuss cost overruns and the chairman's congressional testimony, but they were ignored, necessitating the use of legal process, which is not a threat. Although I would have to say if I got any sort of communication from the Department of Justice, me just as a private citizen, it would freak me the hell out. I mean, right? Wouldn't it?
It would.
It would just be it'd be creepy. The word indictment has come out of Mr. Powell's mouth, no one else's. None of this would have happened if they had just responded to our outreach. This office makes decisions based on the merits, nothing more and nothing less. We agree with the chairman of the Federal Reserve that no one is above the law, and that is why we expect his full cooperation. Now, I did not, and I don't even know why he decided to jump into the conversation, but Keith Olbermann there is, his response to her was drink more. He is such an asshole. He's such a deuce canoe.
Yeah.
Stephen Smith, did you see his words for Keith Olbermann?
I did not. Stephen, you talking about Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah. I'm not a big Stephen A. Smith fan, but
he rides a closer line to a moderate than anybody else out there. Keith Olbermann is so far left, that he can't see the freaking edge. It's just, he's an idiot.
He's a moron. He's just Keith Olbermann. And the funny thing, if you have a chance to watch Stephen Smith's response, I don't even call it a response, but just words for Keith Olbermann, you should do it because he compliments him, but then he also says, bruh, why are you, because Keith Olbermann has said that Stephen Smith should be fired from ESPN, that he's hurting the brand. I don't know why Stephen A. Smith on a sports platform thinks that he has to give us his political opinion, but hey, that's between him and I guess ESPN. I don't watch ESPN.
Isn't that what Oberman does? Well, he hasn't been on ESPN for a while.
Oberman doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
So there's that. But it's...
Who gives a damn what Oberman thinks about Stephen Smith? Oberman?
Keith Olbermann. But all of these things, they have one thing in common, and that is no one seems to anymore think about the world of consequence.
Yep.
No one does. And it's, I got an email, was that this morning that came in? It was a really, where did that go, right? From Jan. And I don't know if Jan writes for the Easton Gazette. She did in this case, and this may be just an opinion piece. Well, I know it's an opinion piece, but I don't know if she's employed there or not. But this is really good. And if you have a chance, and I think I actually did tweet this out. This was written by Jen Greenhawk. When people don't understand consequences. Every day the news is filled with incidents involving people who don't understand or want to admit the consequences of their actions. And that is the truth. We see people being fired for saying stupid, hateful things on social media, public officials being investigated for violating legal or moral norms, and even people dying for thinking that they can attack law enforcement with impunity. A reference, of course, to Nicole Good. Sometimes the consequences are temporary, and I think annoying is probably that's a kind word. Merely annoyances. Sometimes they are long-lasting and life-altering, and sometimes they are permanent, like in Minneapolis when a protester tried to run down an ICE officer with her car. Sadly, she is dead. The incident points out the consequences of public officials such as Governor Tim Walz, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar vilifying ICE officers and portraying them as Nazis, racists, and stormtroopers. When a public official suggests that citizens attack law enforcement, some citizens will take it to heart and pay a huge personal price. The officials who encourage them, they don't suffer any consequences at all. That's all I'll read of it. You can find out the rest. And again, I put this out there on the socials. But Jan is absolutely spot on. It's what we've been saying for a very long time about what they should do in Yellowstone. Don't try to feed the bears. Don't try to pet the buffalo.
Put a picture of Bob.
If you do, you'll see, yes, this is Bob. Bob tried to feed the bear. There's an arm and a leg, and that's all that's left of Bob, and a little pile of, I don't know, it looks like gristle and some blood. If you put that picture out there and said, this is what happens if you F around with the bears or the buffalo, more people might decide, you know what, maybe it's not such a good idea to try to get that selfie a foot away from the buffalo.
There will be those people, though.
The bison.
There will be those people.
There will be who will ignore it. But you know what? At that point, you can say, we did all we can. Because at this point, we have not said we've done all we can to try to protect these people. Because we haven't. You can only protect the stupid for so long. But if you, in fact, put these very graphic, it's what happened with traffic school. Traffic school used to be, when you'd watch the films, it was, it really made you think twice coming out of there after you watched the drunk driving films of the people who had been in accidents.
Blood on the Highway or something like that, the video.
Was there a specific?
There was a video back when I was going through it that was pretty rough. Blood runs red on the highway, I think is what it's called.
I was going to say, because Blood on the Highway is also a 2008 indie horror comedy film about vampires in Texas, which actually sounds kind of interesting. Blood runs, what'd you say?
Blood runs red on the highway. Blood flows red on the highway. Blood flows red on the highway.
Okay, it's apparently it's on YouTube. Interesting. And again, I'm not sure if
moving violence.
I don't really know what the penalty or what the rules are for
playing
YouTube.
Something off of YouTube that's on YouTube, but playing it on YouTube.
Right. I mean, if it's already on YouTube. Now, I know that there is, when you put something on YouTube as a content creator, you can check a little box that say it's okay for people to, use my material elsewhere. And you can also, the opposite end of the spectrum, say, no, it's not okay for people to use my material, which is why in a lot of cases you'll see movie studios issuing copyright strikes against creators for using their clips. It's also why you'll see a lot of clips, you're like, why is that backwards? Because the algorithm is designed, or the AI is designed to look for the individual frames of a video to identify it as whatever it is. If you flip that video, obviously it's not going to fit the same profile of the unflipped video, which it's just a way to get around the AI gatekeepers. But anyway, so this is the 1985. I would have thought it seems late. That's still 40 years ago. But anyway, the point is that when you went to traffic school and you watched these videos, they were gory. They were nasty. You saw people. Well, the title kind of says that blood flows red on the highway. And it was bloody. It was nasty. But when you saw it, you were like, oh. And hopefully when you went out driving, you thought about that before you, down to six pack and then got behind the wheel or sped. Yeah. Or did something stupid like not wear your seatbelt if you are not into seatbelts. I remember when was the law? I don't remember what year it was, but do you remember when seatbelts became?
It was in the 80s.
A second. My mouse is not. My mouse isn't cooperating.
By the way, I think there were other films in the 70s, but
yeah, they were even
Red Asphalt and Blood on the Asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. When did seatbelts?
Highway.
All I had to do was type in when did seat and autofill become mandatory. I don't know if it's more about the computer listening to you or more about just a lot of people have the same question. Seatbelts became mandatory to install on new U.S. cars by 1968, but mandatory use laws for occupants started later. New York, go figure, 1984, and most other states adopting their own laws by the mid-1980s. 1959, Volvo introduced the modern three-point seatbelt, etc. So it wasn't even, kids, you didn't have to put on your seatbelt. You didn't get a violation for not wearing a seatbelt.
I remember back the first car
in
I
the
bought
80s.
in 1986 had one of those mechanized seatbelts.
Yeah, that always jammed and never worked.
That always jammed, that always tracked along the door. I hated
Hondas
that
did that
thing. This was a Ford Escort.
Sorry.
So I couldn't help myself.
Sorry, you said Ford, then you said Escort. Wow.
With no AC, by the way.
I see two problems with your decision there, Ford and Escort. But it wasn't mandatory that you wore a seatbelt, and a lot of people didn't. I do it now because a lot of people were pissed when it happened.
Yeah.
And I understand that because it's like,
seriously.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And helmet laws are the same way.
Yep.
Should people be required to wear a helmet if you're riding a motorcycle? There's evidence that wearing a helmet can be detrimental to your health. There's evidence that wearing a helmet could save you from losing your head. So, but the bottom line is this: if people had more information, I guess, well, again, with setting aside the terminally stupid, if people had more information and were given a clearer sense of what consequences were should they decide to undertake a particular action, they might, emphasize underscore, they might choose to make a different decision. And if we did not have people in positions of power who, like Tim Walz and a lot of the rest of them, particularly on the left, who did not get up there and start calling everybody a stormtrooper and a Nazi and Hitler, then we wouldn't have the consequence of that being the mildly stupid people taking that to heart, really believing that the cops out there are Hitler or stormtroopers or Nazis. And because that may have been it. It may have been Nicole Good may have really felt like those people out there were Nazis. She could have been that mentally disturbed. According to her brother-in-law, she shouldn't have been there in Minneapolis to begin with. She should have minded her own business. If she had taken his advice, she might still be walking the face of the earth. But when you get out there as an official, as a person in a position of authority, and you start telling people, especially the undereducated and the tards, that these people are evil and that you should do everything in your power to stop them, you're going to have some of these dumb people try to do everything in their power to stop them. And then bad things happen. If we would just emphasize the consequences of stupid things, we might see a dip in the actions of the dipped. Tech Golden Age Drew, there was a different one they made us watch before 1985. Can't quite remember what it was called. Yeah, I do. The ones that I particularly remember, some of them were in black and white. And they were filmed because the ones that I saw were taken by the California Highway Patrol. And the California Highway Patrol even had a magazine that came out. I think it was called CHP or Highway Patrolman, whatever it was. And it would have pictures. CHP magazine most commonly refers to the California Highway Patrolman, the official publication for the California Highway Patrol. Covered law enforcement news, safety, other activities, but it could also mean combined. No, that's not. Yeah, not combined heat and power. I don't know if they still make that or still publish it or not. Let's see, still published. You ever see that magazine? CHP is generally no longer published as a regular print edition. Is generally no longer published. Okay. With its focus shifting more to online communication, but and there's another one called Combat Helicopter Pilots. But they've got some interesting Christmas parties. But it would show pictures of accidents, and they were pretty nasty. And again, the statistics, if you look them up, the problem is now there are so damn many more people on the planet. Well, can we do something about this population boom? Can we just slow it? You know what we really need to do is thin out the population. We need to get the population down. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't that be a better idea to have fewer people on the planet, Ron?
Fewer people means less dumbasses. Yes, I agree.
Right. Well, fewer, let's see, would it be fewer or less?
Why couldn't it be either one?
There's a difference.
Okay.
That's why. But there would not be as many per 100,000 dumbasses on the planet. Correct. Missy 13 says, start with the Libbies. That reminds me of Libby's canned goods. When it says Libby's on the label.
And you'll love it on your table.
See, you can remember that, but not I've Got a Crush on You by
Correct.
Frank Sinatra.
That's correct.
You are a marketer's dream. If you haven't yet been to our friend Dr. Stella's website, stellasmojo.com, I recommend you do that. A smart way to keep away the schniz this season. We're in flu season. I think we've got, when does flu season end? Does
March,
that go
right?
through, is it March? Or does it ever really go away? Let's see, flu season in the, no way. Flu season in the United States generally runs from October to May. October, November, December, January, February, March, April.
Damn,
Wait a
that's
minute,
like
we're in flu season more than we're not? Something doesn't seem right there. With peak activity often occurring between December and February, but it can vary with some seasons ending earlier, or thank you for the specificity there, Chat GPT, who also, it turns out, wrote part of Stranger Things Season 5. Did you see that?
I did not, no.
Yeah,
they said they used it.
Anyway, go to stellasmojo.com. You'll find the COVID schniz there, the COVID spray. And but it's designed to boost your immune system. Let's not forget that Dr. Stella wears the badge of honor of having been called out by the mainstream media out there as being one of those people who prescribe the Ivermectin.
Yeah.
And the other one. Yeah, I got to just start. You know what? I'm just gonna let it all flow, because it's like, again, when you go on a date, you got to be yourself, right?
Yep.
Be yourself. Otherwise, you'll never know if you're going to get along. So the ivermectin or the hydroxychloroquine, and they tried to get her canceled, and she fought back, and she's still at the top of her game. So stellasmojo.com is where you find the goodies that you will need to keep your immune system in tip-top shape. Use the promo code DailyMojo. You save 5% on the stuff you buy. Pretty simple. You go to stellasmojo.com, you get the things you need, you feel healthier, you are healthier, you fight the schniz, and you walk away a winner by using the promo code DailyMojo. What's the website, Ron?
stellasmojo.com.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
Radio with an attitude.
Mojo.
All right, this dude here on the YouTubes, it's Cyber News is his channel, and he was at CES, and he was talking to some of the people who had robots at their booths, and some of these robots are, I mean, they're pretty incredible, as we all know robots can be, but they are also getting really intricate. And one of the biggest problems, of course, when you have a big 800-pound or however much these robots weigh machine trying to like lift up an egg and make an omelet, is they don't know their own strength and they crush things. Well, that's not necessarily the case anymore. This one particular, I think it's called Sharpen North. They are doing some pretty incredible things with robots.
Robotics companies are focused on things like strength and agility. Sharpa is focused on dexterity and precision of movement.
First of all, just watching that robot play ping pong.
CES, we revealed our full-body robot for the first time. It's called North, and it's been dealing cards.
Wait a second.
It's called what?
How long is that game of blackjack going to last? if the robot is dealing.
Yes, we revealed our full-body robot for the first time. It's called North.
You're going to be there
for a little while, yeah.
For days playing that game.
And he's been dealing cards, assembling a windmill, taking Polaroid photos, and playing ping pong, obviously.
What's very impressive to see when you walk by is just how minute the tasks are that the hands are capable of doing. How is that possible?
There are actually three that are very important. The first one is to have a hand that resembles a human hand in size and shape, because otherwise, it cannot manipulate the same range of objects that you do. The second is the sense of touch. By being able to touch, you get feedback from the environment and the objects you're manipulating. The robots can integrate that information real time.
That's you don't think about it when you like pick up a grape. Think about picking up a grape as opposed to picking up a marble. And your fingers, I mean, you do it without even thinking about it. You pick something up as delicate as a grape, and you don't oversqueeze it, because if you oversqueeze it, obviously you'll crush it. Whereas a marble, you can squeeze all you want, and you're not going to be able to crush it. It's such a simple thing that we do every day. We don't think about doing it. Well, but that's what robots have to be.
Right? Tactile response.
They have to be programmed to not crush the grape, because that would be bad.
One is pressure, you might have vibration, you might have slip, whether it's stable or it's slipping in your hand.
So is there AI vision, AI perception that is combined at this point with the touch sensitivity?
Yeah, so AI plays a different level of the robot.
Look up there in the upper left-hand corner. That robot is still dealing the same game of blackjack. Still playing.
The first one is the tactile technology that we use. It's AI that actually help analyze the results of that tactile.
Again, I know it seems obvious, but the fact that they've gotten this far that a robot can actually deal a hand of cards, but think about a really good dealer in Vegas, how they can, they're just the human brain and the human hands and fingers are so dexterous at being able to do that. And all of those things you have to be able to teach to a robot.
Gotcha.
Feedback, right?
Okay.
Then the second layer is the robot itself. How is it able to autonomously accomplish the task that we see here? It's because the AI model that helped control his movement has been trained.
And playing ping pong. You see you usually all over the table if you're playing a good game of ping pong. You're way over here and then you're off to the other side. They don't have a robot that can shift its
body weight.
All of these things we take for granted as a human being, just being something as simple as just shifting over in your chair. These things all have to be learned by a robot or programmed in. They're making incredible advancements, but it's still, I think, going to be a long time, which I guess is why when we see the Boston Robotics robots, when they're jumping up on top of the pallets and walking on uneven surfaces and jumping on different levels, that's why we're so amazed at that, because subconsciously we realize that takes a lot of skill. To see a robot acting more like a human.
That programmed those robots to jump around like that are amazed by it. I would be. There's no telling
when you
how
see
much
what you've made,
development goes into that kind of balance and movement.
A very, very long time. In just a moment here, I'm going to get Phil ready. Deuce 5 says that the one robot may be learning ping pong, but it's no Forrest Gump. It's true. If we could teach Forrest Gump, we could teach anybody. When I see that robot dealing blackjack, I think of the sloth at the DMV in Zootopia. What do you're
going to go through
mean?
This, aren't you? Okay.
Yes. I am. You encourage me, and it just makes it worse.
Whatever. Do we have a guest on the line?
We've also got Phil Bell standing by.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily MoJo with your morning update. A few days ago, President Trump posted to Truth Social that he will be capping credit card interest at 10% for a year starting on January 20th. Now, a lot of people were very happy to hear this because to them, the credit card company and the interest that gets charged has become the villain. But I want you to think about something for a second. I actually don't believe they are the problem. And I believe that whoever issues you a credit card, like any other company in the free market, should be able to charge whatever they want and let the market decide. The real question is why we use our credit cards so much in the first place. And the answer is simple. It's because of the income tax, Social Security taxes, and property taxes. Now go with me for a second. Most parts of the country, the businesses there base prices on our gross incomes. So if the average income in your area is $60,000, most prices are based on that. But we all know that you never see that $60,000. After Social Security taxes, income taxes, and other random taxes that get taken out, you might get $38,000 to $40,000 before you start using deductions. What's the result? Even if you get a very good income tax refund, that means you are constantly having to fill the hole between what things cost and what you are able to take home from your paycheck. And then layered on top of that is the Social Security tax, where the government takes from you today and then pays you back in money that it takes from other people in the future. By the way, if you try this on your own, it's called a Ponzi scheme, and the same government that does it will then lock you up. Ask Bernie Madoff. And finally, there's the property tax. And you pay the property tax whether you own property or you rent property. And it's even worse if you rent property because then you pay it and you get absolutely no equity whatsoever. There is no reason we should have to pay these taxes, and they all keep the majority of Americans on a treadmill that we can never get off of. And if credit card interest rates get capped, well, guess what? That'll only mean fewer people will get credit cards, and the treadmill for many of us will get even faster, and we will have no way to keep up. So I think President Trump is going in the right direction, but we need to tackle the important things, and that is the unacceptable, unfair, and unconstitutional tax burden that we as working Americans have been subjected to for over a century. So what I want you to do is leave a comment under the show. Let us know what you think, and I also hope you'll download the Daily Mojo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily Mojo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com.
Oh! Boots on the floor, coffee in hand, spin that dial, we start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn, mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams, talking big talk about big wild Daily Mojo. Bang that drum, chasing down that American dream. One job, one job, one job, wrong. You had one job wrong. Daily Mojo, beat that chest. Well, our broke, we still believe. One job, one job, one job, one job wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily Mojo.
Daily Mojo.
I like that song.
I do too.
That's one of the new songs that was performed at Daily Mojo Fest 2025. I don't know if a lot of you were able to get there or not, but it was a pretty incredible party. Did you know the North America bath soap market? Do you know how much the value, the total value in U.S. dollars was in 2024?
No, but I would venture a guess it was a lot.
$8.71 billion. And they think it was about $8.98 billion in 2025. Which is why our next guest is an incredible person when it comes to numbers and money. She's a billionaire. Please welcome to the program Valerie Dittmer from Sugar Creek Goods. How are you today? Well, how are you spending your money today, Val? Are you out there partying it up, buying new boats, things like that?
I
How
wish.
does a billionaire live? Yeah?
I wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah, you and me, neither would I. When was the last time you were here with it? It's been a few months, hasn't it?
It has. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's been a minute.
Was that exciting an experience? It was an exciting experience. Anything exciting happened to you? Any major differences in your life in the past few months that we don't know about?
No, everything's pretty much the same. I kind of lead a boring life, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes
There's
you
nothing
don't,
wrong with that,
don't-
really.
Don't ask. Be careful what you ask God for. He might give it to you, and that can be a problem. Remind everybody why you started Sugar Creek Goods.
When my middle daughter turned 2 years old, she suddenly started to develop rashes and allergies to pretty much everything that I would try as far as cleaning products or, laundry detergents, soaps, shampoos, stuff like that. She would just develop allergies, and I would switch products, and it would sometimes go away for a little bit, but then she'd start breaking out again. And so I started to do my own research and learned how to create products, and it cured her. It went away. Now she uses my stuff, and she's 27 now, I think, something like that.
Wow.
And she still uses all
Lost track of time.
all of my stuff. That's been a
Doesn't
while.
that freak you out when you think about how old your kids are, and you're like, "Holy crap, that makes me."
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's just
that makes me old. Older.
I was going to say, you're only as old as you feel, and there are days I feel like I'm 80. When you after you obviously solved the problem, which was a good thing, did you decide? I mean, did you do a bunch of research into the soap industry before you decided to sell your soap, or did you just go, what the heck? I'm just going to start selling this stuff online.
Actually, it kind of worked out that way. I had been making all my own products for, 20, 25 years. And I would share with family and friends, and people would say, this stuff is great. You really ought to start selling this. And so finally I did. I set up Sugar Creek Goods and started selling, and it's been great.
Where'd the name come
I can't
from?
quit my full-time job yet. Okay,
No, neither can
Sugar
I.
Creek is we are located in the Crawfordsville area, and Indiana, and Sugar Creek runs through there, and so that's where the name came from. And I called it Sugar Creek Goods because I didn't want to say Sugar Creek Soap because there's more than just soap that we sell. But that logo, that's actually a crinoid. And that
I
right
told
there
you,
is a
Ron.
crinoid.
I told you that was a crinoid. Ron kept telling me, no, it's not a crinoid. I said, Ron, you don't even know what a crinoid is.
Well, that is what Crawfordsville, Indiana is famous for. In Sugar Creek, you can find every single type of crinoid that exists. So that's
Go
kind
ahead
of
and
their
explain
claim
what a
to fame.
crinoid is for Ron, so because people
Yes,
like Ron
please
don't know.
do. Thank you.
Ron's old dance.
An Indian bead. I'm sure you've heard the term Indian bead.
Okay.
No, he
That's-
hasn't.
that's a
That's Ron's way of
crinoid.
saying he hasn't heard of it, because when Ron says okay, that means he doesn't know what you're talking about. So explain that.
I'm looking it up right
a
now.
crinoid is like an ancient kind of a water creature that you
Like an
find
amoeba, like
it's
swam around and.
yes, swam around, and what you find now it resembles like a kind of a rock
It was like a fossil.
yeah, it's a fossil, but it was an ancient little freshwater creature that's what you find now when you.
Why'd you decide to put that? Is that what are those? A lot of those in Sugar Creek?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what
that makes perfect sense.
Sugar Creek. Sugar Creek is where you will find every type of a crinoid. I think it's the only place in the world where
Are you close to Evansville?
No, it's about 4 hours.
Where in the state are you?
West Central. We're about 45 minutes to an hour from Indianapolis.
Okay, West Central. Okay, so I grew up. Well, I lived a couple of years in Evansville, Indiana. Back when I was in kindergarten, and that was a very long time ago. We lived in a trailer park. There were 4 of us in a trailer. I was in, I think, kindergarten. Yeah, I almost got killed on a hunting range there because, again, we were talking about consequences earlier on the program, and we were told as kids not to go out into this. I guess it was just a hunting club out behind the trailer park. Don't ever go in there because that's people are out there hunting and they could mistake you for wild game. Which I'll be damned, they sure did. When it turns out if you're a kid and you're hiding in the bushes and you make the bushes move, hunters will think that you are possibly some wild game out there. And unless you jump out, which we did at the last minute, go, we're not. And they were happy they didn't shoot us. And boy, did we get a whipping after that.
I imagine so.
Oh yeah, we got our butts whooped after that. But you know what? Consequences. To this day, I remember that, and I don't go to hunting grounds and hide in bushes. So you see, it was a wonderful lesson that we all learned when we were kids. Yeah, and if there were consequences for people's actions, people wouldn't do some of the stupid things that we see happening around the country now. Do you watch the news much?
Yes, unfortunately. I see all that garbage.
I know. It's tough because it's hard to get away from it because, whether you're on, whether you just are on Facebook on occasion or on Instagram or any other social media, it doesn't matter where you look anymore because politics is everywhere. And you'd think that in a business like soap, you'd think there wouldn't be politics, but I'm sure you run into politics every day. You may try to avoid it, which a lot of people, I can certainly understand that because if you, in a lot of cases, if you have a business and you are over the top pro one way or the other, you've alienated a whole other section of society, which most people buy soap. So I understand not wanting to do that. But are you not amazed at the level of stupid these days?
Yeah. Politically, as far as Sugar Creek goods, we don't hide that we stand with the J6ers. That's who we are. That's we cast our lot in with the J6ers, and we will never look back on that. And there are some people that just don't like that, and they make it known, and we move on.
Don't buy my product if you don't like it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it is, do you think you've lost a lot of business because of that, or is it noticeable?
No, actually, truth be told, it went the other way. Yeah, we get twice as many emails from people that are thankful that we stand with the J6ers, and it's a lot more in the positive than it is in the negative.
It's
so I think
again, it's brave to take a stand like that, because you risk potentially half of your potential client base out there. But when something is as important as it is to you, it shows a lot about your character and a lot about who you are as a human being, and that you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe is right, and what I believe is right as well. But going back to the level of stupid, do you, back in the day, because we both established that we've got a few miles on us,
yeah.
Do you remember the country being this dumb, or seemingly being this dumb in such large numbers?
Oh, no. Back when we were coming up, it was great living. But now you just shake your head. And maybe it's because I'm older and wiser. I don't know. Wisdom comes with age. But at the same time, I don't know. I just shake my head a lot and go, "What in the world?" Because
they've always been out there. They've always been out there. Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't think that because there's a lot of older people who you would think that, and you may be surprised at, like, wow, I never thought that they would be that dumb. But there's a lot of older people out there who are just that stupid, smart people. How did they hide it back when we were younger, back when we were kids? When you look, and maybe I'm the only person who does this, but I look back and I try to think, all right, I know some people who are ideologically across the fence from me, because I was never really a political person. But I look back and I think, were there signs back then that they were this dopey, uninformed, stupid? And do you ever do that, or is it just me?
I've actually thought about that from time to time, but I think that we just didn't notice it then. We weren't looking for it then. And like I said, wisdom comes with age, and then you start looking around you and you go, man, there's a lot of really smart people, but they don't have any wisdom.
It's got to be, part of it's got to be social media, though, because now it's more prevalent than it used to be.
Yeah.
Ron does not like social media.
That's not true.
Ron hates.
No, I think it'll be the bane of our existence. Yes, absolutely.
That's kind of like saying that you don't like social media.
I never said that. I just think it's more prevalent that we can see stupid now.
So Ron won't admit that he hates social media, but he hates social media, but social media is not the reason that people are stupid.
No, not at all.
It allows them to be more upfront with their stupidity or with their ignorance.
It allows others to see their stupidity. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Who was it that used to say better to have the world think you're ignorant than to open your mouth and confirm what they think?
Yep.
Was that P.T. Barnum? It was one of those guys. But it's so strange to me that it seems to be all around us, and in people that I never would have thought, because I know some smart people who just don't seem to have that common sense, even though they're older, and the views that they espouse. Do you think there's any? I'm going to throw this conspiracy theory out there at you. You think there's any possibility that they could have sprayed the United States with some weird chemical that only affected some people?
You mean like the kind that come out of airplanes?
Sure.
Honestly, I think there's a strong possibility for that.
It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's like how I cannot put my finger on why it would be this way, on why so many people that I've known for a very long time and have been smart people, how they could have this really weird outlook and these really weird views that don't make any sense and are completely from an emotional side of their personality. And then I think, well, maybe it was a chemical. Maybe it was something they sprayed out of planes and it only affected like blood type AB negative or whatever. I don't even know what my blood type is. It's going to be bad if I'm ever in a Ron, do you know what type of blood you have?
I do. A positive. Yep.
Really? Is that common?
A positive is really common. Yes.
Must be what we all are then, because we're really common people. But it baffles me. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and it's like I scratch my head a lot and try to figure out why people act as dumb as they do. And for the life of me, I cannot figure it out.
It's our food source. I think a lot of it, because they've genetically modified the food so much that there's zero nutrition anymore. And I read a story about, the ancient Egyptians would bury their dead with food to go into the next life. And they had found some 3,000-year-old grain, and they tested it, and it had like 12 chromosomes to it. And then they tested that same kind of grain today, and it had like 235 chromosomes or something like that. And so you can't tell me that something happened.
I totally agree with you. It's really strange what has, the food that we eat and a lot of the processed stuff, which is actually good to bring it back to soap. Right. One of the things that you do at Sugar Creek Goods, you don't add a lot of unnatural stuff to your products, do you?
Absolutely. There's zero unnatural stuff in it. Every bit of it is natural.
I have my vanilla mint lotion. You can see I've got very little left because I use this every day.
Looks like it's getting pretty low. I'm going to have to send you another one.
Gosh, that'd be horrible if you did that.
Wouldn't it?
I would hate that you did that. Valerie, don't do that.
Hey, if you have any sleigh ride left over from Christmas, send that too.
Yeah, I do. You need some?
Oh, good Lord. I love that freaking stuff. Maybe it's the juniper berry in it. God, it's beautiful. Yep.
I'm not sure.
It is. It's like
something about it.
I had something in here in the studio, and I was like, "What?" I couldn't figure out who put the
what is that smell?
What is that smell? And it was really good. I was like, I don't remember putting like a Glade plug-in or anything in here. I was, could be. Oh, that's what it is. And I can't remember which soap it was, but it was one of them. And I was like, man, this stuff, it's almost like you can just use it as a room freshener, and I guess you could if you wanted to, because it does that, but it's all natural stuff. So it doesn't have the weird, you don't have any weird chemicals like forever chemicals and stuff that are going to be out there. Like the plastic thing. Have you paid any attention to the plastic problem that we have in the world?
Actually, not really. I haven't looked into that much, and I'm going to admit that yes, we do use a lot of plastic as far as our containers go.
Well, but it's to me. I mean, I don't even know what the answer to it is. Plastic is, it's everywhere. They tried to do at one point to find people who they were doing a study or were working on something. Anyway, they tried to find a baseline of people with like uncontaminated blood with no plastics in it, with no microplastic, and they couldn't find anybody. So they can't find. We all have plastic in us that is. I don't. What's the answer? That beats me. I've got no idea at this point. There's so much plastic in the world. You can't outlaw plastic. You know, and we've become very dependent on it. And one day we're going to wake up and somebody will be born with a plastic hand. We'll be like, whoa, that's weird. They were born with a plastic. But think about that. I mean, a plastic hand would be kind of convenient. I mean, if it would never get too hot, it would never get too cold because it's plastic.
Or it might melt.
That'd be kind of cool. That's true. Keep your hand away from the candle. Honey, I've told you to keep your hands and fingers away from the candles because they'll melt. It's such a crazy world, and it's you mentioned that you can't quit your day job yet, and I know that feeling as well. But you are a small business. Sugar Creek Goods is a small business based in Indiana. And so when people go and they purchase things from you, they're not paying into a big corporation. They're going into the help Valerie Dittmer retire someday before she assumes room temperature fund, right?
Sure, why not?
Because I would love that. You ever think about retirement? You ever think it's a possibility?
I try not to because I don't know. It's very uncertain. It's very.
You panic too, don't you? I'm the same way. I think what happens.
Trump forever.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just it. I try not. I'm the same as you. I try not to think about it because I think, man, what do I do that when I wake up and I realize I can't move anymore. I can't do, or I can't talk anymore, which the world will be a different place at that point. But it's small businesses, as you know, we all know, are the backbone of America. And if more people would actually patronize small businesses, we might be able to make a difference in this world. And people like you who are not afraid to get out there and stand up for what you believe in.
Right.
It's and on the right side of history, not like Gillette, or who was it? Jaguar. Did you remember the commercial that Jaguar put out? You're not planning on doing any commercials like that, are you?
No, we haven't really made any commercials. Other people have made commercials for us, and some of them are just hilarious.
Okay, I must. You're going to have to send those to me. I was not aware. I would love to see some of those, and
Okay, I'll do that.
Let Ron know. In the meantime, people can go to smellmymojo.com. Again, I'm not afraid to say I was the one who came up with that URL.
Yeah, and she's the one that authorized us to use it. Remember, we used something different.
I know.
And then she said, nope, I like that.
Valerie and I are on the same wavelength.
Because it's
the
hilarious.
Rest of you people.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're a smart woman.
Yeah, I got one of those senses of humor.
Anything that I missed? Anything you want to put out there for people to know about Sugar Creek Goods?
Actually, yes, if you don't mind. We had been out of stock of the deodorant for a few months because we were having a lot of trouble getting raw materials for it. And finally I threw up my hands and I said, you know what? Let's just reformulate it. So we have reformulated the deodorants, and we actually simplified the deodorants, and it's so much better. So we got some in stock. We're getting ready to release the other two. We're gonna probably get those on the store today. But yeah, the deodorants. Yeah. There's two that are still out of stock, and I haven't taken a new picture yet. But yeah, we really like, and everybody that we have tested the deodorants on have a lot of positive to say about them.
All right, I'll bite. How do you find people to test it? Do you just look for the smell for the stinkiest people and go, you could really use our deodorant, or like volunteers? How do you do that?
Most of my guinea pigs are just family and friends.
That conversation's got to be fun. Hey, I'm not saying you smell bad, but I need your
smelly
help.
Uncle Ernie.
Try this.
Stinky Uncle
and tell
Andy.
me what you think. That's
I had a
my
girlfriend once.
Is
Is Andy? I didn't. Yeah. Well, you know what? Does he use the deodorant?
Actually, he hasn't yet. He lives a distance away from me, so I haven't sent him any yet. But I will.
Maybe he should. Is that what you're saying? I'm just,
Sure.
And if you're
everybody
listening,
should.
Yeah, one never knows. All right, Valerie, thank you again for your time. Thanks for what you do over at Sugar Creek Goods at smellmymojo.com. And be well and sell a bunch of soap. Hoping 2026 is the best ever for you. You bet.
Thank you.
Bye, Valerie. Me. Take care. See ya.
Bye.
Anytime. There she is.
Valerie Dittmer.
The queen of soap.
The queen.
That smell. Queen of soap. She never, when she was a little girl, she dreamt
Did she?
Of one day being the queen of soap.
Nice.
And here she is today, the queen of soap. From the Daily MoJo.
The Daily MoJo, making mornings bright. Come on, with Brad and Ron, they keep it funky tight. Yeah. News, laughs, and the news that feels so right. It's the Daily MoJo, keeping the world in sight.
We'd like to say hi to any government agency monitoring this broadcast. You know where to find us. TheDailyMojo.com.
What happened to Jennifer Lawrence? I used to like her. When she was in, what is she wearing? That's like the latest thing is to, wear, what is that, taffeta? You know all about fabric. Is that taffeta, Ron?
I have no idea.
Isn't that what you wore?
I don't wear taffeta.
I'm sorry, chiffon.
I don't wear
I did not mean to
chiffon.
offend. It's okay.
Whatever.
It's a safe place.
I like her.
What happened to her?
What do you mean what happened to her?
Okay. You want to defend her? That's fine. I mean, she doesn't, does she look like Jennifer Lawrence still?
So I saw an interview with her. I was watching it yesterday with her and Leonardo DiCaprio talking to each other, and she's had a lot of lip filler put in. So she's trying to change up a little bit. I mean, she
struggles to make words.
Maybe. I don't know. I think she's still a good actress. I like her movies.
She just doesn't know when to keep her mouth shut.
She does not.
Well, she kept it open there a few times, though. There's pictures of it. On the other hand, then we had Mark Ruffalo at the Golden Globes. Again, I liked him. What was it the Hulk? Was he the Hulk?
Yeah, and he was in the Now You See Me movies, the magician movies. I mean, he's been in
that's
several
right.
things.
Yeah, if he would just keep his mouth shut outside.
His mouth closed outside of work.
Nope.
Joined now by Mark Ruffalo, who is a nominee tonight, and his wife, Sunny. And I want to ask you right off the bat, how much fun is it in that room? Sitting there, you have a couple cocktails, you hang out with everybody.
Do you think her dress is taped down?
Yes.
You wear tape when you wear dresses like that?
No, I had to wear pasties once, but no.
Huh. And there's all kinds of conversations going on.
It's usually a lot of fun, but I can't really, I got to be honest with you, I'm not feeling so great. We have...
Wouldn't it be weird if he just like went boom and just fell to the... I'm not feeling so... and just fell.
A woman, Renee Good, was murdered in our streets of America today, and we got literally stormtroopers running around terrorizing.
See, Mark, if they were literally stormtroopers, they're not literally stormtroopers, because stormtroopers are a fictional force of... Technically, aren't they clones? Aren't stormtroopers clones? I think that's isn't that how Palpatine actually put the stormtrooper army together? I think they're clones. So they're not literally stormtroopers. But this is the problem. People like Mark Ruffalo out there encouraging stupid.
And as much as I love all this, I don't know if I can pretend like this crazy stuff isn't happening. We have a president who says the laws of the world don't apply to him.
Well, technically, the laws of the world don't apply to him, but, well, all right.
And we could rely on his morality, but he has no morality.
Huh. Methinks doth protest too much.
So where does that leave us? Where does that leave the world? So
act, damn it, Gary. If
if
it wasn't for the actors of the world coming together each year and reminding us why they have other people writing their words for them, what would we do? What would we do?
These people, I love being here. I love you.
You don't even know him, you whore. He doesn't. He doesn't love him. He's just saying that because he thinks he's an ally.
But also it's so hard to pretend anymore.
Mm-hmm. Which is ironic, because that's technically what you do for a living. Or excuse me, that's literally what you do for a living, is you pretend on a daily basis. It's I remember a time when I watched the Golden Globes, and it was, I don't know. It was, I guess the world was a simpler place. It was
back in the day. I loved the Golden Globes, the Academy Awards. I loved those live shows like that because it was the only glimpse you ever got to see of behind the scenes of your actors and actresses that you liked.
And then social media came along and screwed it all up. It ruined the world.
Thank you.
It's I mean, it's hard to really quantify how much I hate social media. But speaking of the Golden Globes, Paramount Skydance is really not going quietly into that good night.
No.
And good for them. I did not realize the extent to which Larry and David Ellison are committed to making this happen. The Ellisons are did he create Oracle? They certainly own it. Larry is the dad, David is the son. And there's an interesting story over on Vulture from, when was this thing dated? I don't know. I guess it was last week sometime. But at one point in time, David Ellison wanted to act, and I guess he's moved on from that. But he was in a movie called Flyboys. Yeah, Flyboys. And it was a very forgettable movie. It was back in '06. It came out and it went away fairly quickly. But Larry Ellison had put a butt ton of money into this movie, into Flyboys. I mean, millions of dollars. And David, who is on the screen there, that's David. He was in the movie, and the movie bombed. I mean, it tanked horribly. And he was so freaked out that he had wasted, or that he had lost his dad a bunch of money, that he had a panic attack to the level that it put him in the hospital. Oh, wow. This is back in 2006. Yeah, so he was in the hospital. The producer of the movie, Dean Devlin, was driving across town. He was actually going to the hospital to see David Ellison, and to see if he was okay. But Larry Ellison calls Dean Devlin and is like, "Hey, when you get there, just tell David that I love him and I'm proud of him." And, he's taking this way too hard. Those are the type of people that are trying right now to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery. And it's a big deal because culture is ahead of the news cycle. Culture is upstream of news. And the messages that we get in movies and television shows, they filter down. I don't think that it's a coincidence that back in if you think back about the programming that was going on in the 50s with Ozzie and Harriet and what was it, My Three Sons? Think about was it idyllic? Was it over, what's the word I'm looking for? Not over stylized, but oversimplified. Was life ever as simple as it was on the Waltons? Yeah. Probably not. For those of you under 100, the Waltons was a TV show back in the 70s. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Sue. Good night, Sue Ellen. I don't know that that life was ever really as simple as Ozzie and Harriet portrayed it, or Leave It to Beaver, but it certainly wasn't over the top gangsta. The way the amount of schlock that we have on TV now, the amount of shows that really just aren't good, that, sadly, like Stranger Things season 5. But the Ellisons really, 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 really want Warner Brothers Discovery bad. And we should probably hope that they get it. They are now suing Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount Skydance is suing them, and the CEO, David Zaslav, as the latest step in the hostile pursuit to acquire it. Lawsuit asks a Delaware court to direct Warner Brothers Discovery to provide information about its sale process and pending deal with Netflix. They failed to include any disclosure about how it valued the global network's stub equity because the board of directors of Warner Brothers Discovery voted not to accept the hostile takeover bid from Paramount Skydance. But in the lawsuit, they're saying that Warner Brothers Discovery failed to include any disclosure about how it valued the global network stub equity, how it valued the overall Netflix transaction, how the purchase price reduction for debt works in the Netflix transaction, or even what the basis is for its risk adjustment of the $30 per share all-cash offer. Ellison said in the letter that they sent just yesterday, we filed the suit this morning in Delaware Chancery Court to ask the court to simply direct Warner Brothers Discovery to provide this information so that the shareholders have what they need to be able to make an informed decision as to whether to tender their shares into our offer. And I'm sure that the deal is more complicated than just this. I'm sure there's more to it than meets the eye, because I really don't. When it gets into big deals like this, not sure. But the board once again recommended that shareholders reject the Paramount amended offer, which was made in late December, so just last week or the week before. The company has repeatedly said its offer is superior to the company's deal with Netflix. And so this may be an underhanded, what's happening with Netflix may be an underhanded deal. Hard to say. Despite 6 weeks and just as many press releases from Paramount Skydance, it has yet to raise the price or address the numerous and obvious deficiencies of its offer, Warner Brothers Discovery said in their statement on Monday. Be interesting to see how this whole thing turns out. John Klatt says 70s TV sitcoms had morale messages too. For instance, the Thanksgiving episode of WKRP in Cincinnati taught us to never throw turkeys out of a flying helicopter. Thank you. How many turkey lives were saved after that episode of WKRP aired? It's probably innumerable. Probably too high to count.
Not as many as the number of people who didn't know turkeys couldn't fly.
God is my witness, Connie. I thought turkeys could fly. They can fly to a certain extent, apparently. They can fly up to the top of a roof, we discovered in Nashville. Shy Boy in Iowa says stormtroopers would have missed, and she would have gotten away if she would have backed up into an alley as they drove by. That's a good point. Stormtroopers do not have very good aim. Clock Tower Drunk. Crawfordsville, Indiana is 214 miles from Evansville. Don't play on railroad tracks or in shooting ranges, kids. Thank you. Now you come along and tell me, where were you in 1969? Yeah, I remember them playing Kentucky Woman on the radio. I have the weird snapshots. We also, not only did we live in the trailer park in Indiana, we also lived in these little, they were like cabins. And I think we found, the Bethany and I were driving through there a few years ago, and I think we may have found where I lived at one point, but there was these, I don't know, little, almost like log cabins about the size of an apartment. And they were long-term rentals, and there were, 7 or 8 of these, I remember, on the property. And I have this one snapshot in my mind, of the sign out front. And the sign was neon, and it sat low to the ground to the point where you could go over and you could touch the neon. And I remember as a kid, again, 5 years old, maybe 4, 5, 6, somewhere in through there. I remember going over, and when you touch neon tubes, have you ever touched a neon tube when it's on?
I don't think so. It
buzzes. It goes bzzz. I don't know why. And maybe they don't do it anymore, because maybe that was just old neon. But when I remember going zzz, and not only that, but it was kind of like a, what do you call it? Is it a Jacob's ladder? The little balls, the plasma balls, where you go over and you touch the glass ball.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all the
yeah.
plasma inside goes to your finger. That's kind of what the neon would do. You touch
of the gas in it, yeah, in the tube.
And it would like flock to your finger, which as a 5-year-old, you're like, this is the coolest damn thing I've ever seen. And I remember you could see the manager's office from the sign, and the manager did not want me touching that neon. But Brad wanted to touch the neon. So Brad was touching the neon. And I remember that he came out of the office at one
Brad
point.
didn't understand consequences that far back.
Thank you. He didn't. Well, he did after, and I don't know if this was before or after the hunting ground incident.
Oh.
Or before or after the piece of gravel through the lip incident. But I was touching the neon, and all of a sudden the door flies open to the manager's office, and he comes out, and I remember running back to this cabin and opening the door, just almost flying through the door and diving onto the ground under the bed. And I remember it's not like a clear movie in my mind, but I remember him coming to the door and complaining to my mom that I was out there touching the neon sign. Isn't that a weird memory? Do you have a memory like that where you were out there touching the neon sign?
No. I have a weird memory of crossing the street here in town, and a little boy that was crossing with us got hit by a car. See, it's always the traumatic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Traumatic.
Did he die?
He did not die. I do remember catching, because it was at night, and I remember turning and catching him flying through the air because the car was going about 30 miles an hour.
So that was kind of cool, huh? Whew.
Yeah. It broke both his legs, but he did not die.
Little Timmy's in a wheelchair today.
Yeah. His name was Little Jerry, but thank you.
Little Jerry.
Little Jerry.
Is he in a wheelchair today?
I don't know. I haven't seen him since then. So.
Wow, you just abandoned him?
He lived across the street. That was probably 1976, maybe. Yeah.
How old were you?
10.
1976. I was 12.
Yeah.
You were 10 and you just abandoned him. You saw little
76, yeah.
Little Jimmy he got whacked by a Pontiac, and you just.
Well, no.
Good luck in the industry, kid.
He lived with his grandpa across the street, so I don't know if he went back to live with his parents or not, but.
We never heard from little Jimmy again, did we?
Little Jerry, thank you for asking.
Jimmy, Jerry, whatever. Not that you cared enough to go back and find out and see if he's okay.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you don't try to make me believe you care about him now. You know what probably would have been good for him?
What?
If he had slapped on a little of that intensive care relief rub.
Yeah. True that.
You get hit by a car and you slather some of that insensitive rub on you. And his legs may not have been broken after that. You never know. I mean, we'd have to travel back in time to really find out. You, however, can find out now by going to getmojocbd.com. And by using the promo code DailyMojo, you'll get 40% off your purchase, whether it's the insensitive rub or the hair growth. I pass that along to Jeffy. And I don't know if he has if he's used that or not. He was going to, because I don't know if you noticed or not, but Jeffy's, I mean, the hair is, he's eventually. I told you I was going to try it, but then laziness won out, and I'm like, nah, I just would rather. At this point in life, F it.
Yep.
I don't care.
Just shave what's
don't
there.
Don't care enough.
Keep it down. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I mean, you could try it on your chest. You ever think about that, Ron?
I don't have a problem with that on my chest. I don't want hair growing on my chest.
Does it get in the way when you dress up in drag?
And
okay. Asking for a friend. But go to getmojocbd.com. Use the promo code DailyMojo. Save 40%. Whether you are trying to grow hair, trying to get rid of the pain, or you just want the many benefits of CBD in your system. It's that simple. And we make it less expensive with the promo code DailyMojo at getmojocbd.com.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
Radio with an attitude.
Wade over in the Rumble chat room says, good Lord, it got dark in here real quick. I know, right? You send something over Ron's way. It's like, yeah. And little Timmy got whacked by the car.
Yeah.
And I didn't even, is he alive? I don't know. We never went back to find out.
I know he's alive. I heard about him over the years, but he moved away. I don't know where he went.
Never enough to call him and say, hey, how are your legs feeling? All right. Well, hope I don't ever get hit by a car. John Klatt said, my first son drowned when he was 12. I was estranged, but it was sad. He dove in to save his younger brother from drowning, and they both died. Holy crap.
What?
Are you serious?
Did he say son?
That's horrible. Yeah, both of them.
Oh, come
Damn, John. That sucks. Freebie 38, when I was hit by a car, I dented the front bumper light and ice agents in front of a left. What? Did I have a stroke? Am I not reading this correctly? On? I just remember waking up underwater, seeing little fishy and being pulled out when I was 4 years old, Missy 13. Good grief. I don't know how the hell I lived, she says. Wade, I'm with you. I don't know what you people are smoking over there in the chat room, but I'm moving on to Star Wars because this is this the? It's hard to know what's AI and what isn't, but this is supposedly one of the a lightsaber that you can purchase, I believe, and if it looks anything like what this guy's unboxing,
the two ends match the profile. So it's got its history and canon in Star Wars. The story of this is that I felt when Anakin was defeated by Obi-Wan Kenobi and dying, and Emperor Palpatine saves him.
Are there any stories that don't involve somebody dying at this point?
Maybe.
And puts him in that suit. There is Darth Vader. There is this image of this, the most iconic villain in the history of cinema, still is. I thought he has to have a saber like this. How would he have got his saber? This was part of the original.
That is cool.
I was doing. I went into the story behind everything, and Darth Vader would never have gone out looking for a crystal and then forging his own lightsaber. He was angry. He was a apprentice to Palpatine. I think that when the Sith Lords from the beyond way back, when they'd passed on, their lightsabers would have been collected into a Sith temple. And I think Palpatine would have presented this to Darth Vader. And
is he going to turn the damn thing on or not?
A red crystal. And what happened in my story is that the anger that Darth Vader had, he had him bleed that crystal, and the red, which is the dark force,
that looks awesome.
The handle, and so I wanted veins of red light that carried.
Wait, did I miss that? I looked away. Did I miss the part where the blade came out, or did you just like screw the blade on?
No, it just switched camera shots, and it never showed it.
Because we saw that one yesterday that it turns out it's just a
butane lighter.
I know, but I want it to be real.
I know you do.
I want the lightsaber to be real, and I want Star Trek phaser to be real. I want when you pull the trigger on the phaser, I want it to and go across the room and like knock a can off the shelf. Is that asking too much?
Well, I say we set it to stun and shoot somebody with it.
You would be in one of those videos.
It's
that would be Ron standing there going, "Okay, go ahead. I'm ready." It's perfectly safe because we have Ron holding up a phone book in front of him, so it shouldn't kill him. It should stop the phase ray. But so this is not.
And he holds it. That dark power is always reminding him of his role, and that makes his anger, fuels his anger.
Okay, so does he have to
more? That was Palpatine on purpose, creating this iconic villain. TXQ made
there it is.
Theory sabers. It's beautifully made. It's beautifully engineered.
You can't really hold the plasma part of a lightsaber like that. It would burn your hand off, unless he was born with a plastic hand. Oh.
Now here you see.
Oh, that was worth a replay.
Sabers. It's beautifully made. It's beautifully engineered.
Okay, that's awesome. Where does one get one of these? Darth Vader sabers. Where does one Graflex? Where do you buy it? Where does one get one of these? Do you not want a lightsaber like that?
I want one
Star
of the,
Wars.
I want one of the Disney ones.
Those aren't for sale.
I know.
You can't buy them, but you can buy this.
The father. The father.
The father. Star Wars lightsaber. The father. Father Mortis Wikipedia. Ancient fire. Where do you buy it? Star Wars. Oh, that's why, because I put the wrong lightsaber. The father. There we go. Limited edition replica lightsaber designed by original Star Wars creator Roger Christian, inspired by Ralph McQuarrie's art. Where does one get it? How much is it? How much is it? I don't care. Ron will buy it. I mean, you did buy the VR headset, didn't you? Oh shoot, it does not give us. All right, sadly I cannot locate the purchase. See, what we need to do is get one and then give it away. So we get to play with it for just a little bit. I'll bet you we could. Dark Magneto says, I got my really cool lightsabers from SWA Sabers, paid like $400 for mine. Wade Robinson says, nerds. Yes. Complete and total. I had one of the Freebie 38 says, where are my tumblers, Ron?
Freebie 38 should have gotten a notification that all of his tumblers were shipped yesterday. Check your email.
Wow, that sounded a little...
wow.
Some people's kids, am I right? Some people's kids. Speaking of kids, we just had one wander in the front door. Dan Andros is here, and we will talk to him next on the Daily Mojo.
Stupidity is not a competition.
The whole island will become so...
Unless you're a politician.
...overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
The Daily Mojo. The Daily Mojo.
Sorry, I don't know where Dan Andros' introduction is. I was madly looking for it.
Dang.
So, well, if Ron had it, Ron would be able to play it on his end.
Now the moral center of the universe.
Thank you.
Okay, whatever.
Didn't you? Haven't you always wanted a lightsaber, Dan?
Ron apparently was not watching me in the preview mode because look what I found, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. I'll even switch my screen for you. There it is.
Thank you. Let me get over here. Hang on.
$1,500. It can be yours.
Holy crap!
It's at theorysabers.com.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know if that's legitimate, but that's what
he's like, I don't want one.
I don't want one that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a specialized toy like that, and I can see $400, $300-400, because you're not going to make that many of them.
Yeah, but you're right. Like like the handle is what makes that one really, really cool. Because I've gotten the plastic. There's some plastic ones that like we've gotten for the kids, and they're really fun because they're just cheapo things. But the ones that we got, when you fight and you hit the lightsabers, they make the lightsaber noise. So even though it's just plastic clinking around, like you turn up the volume, it's making the lightsaber noise when you're having a fight, and it looks awesome. So that's fun. Like, and you're going to destroy those, but if they made that like with a better handle like that, those guys, that's fun. And does it hit when you hit something? Does it do the, you know?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. See, that's a good time. But you just need that with that handle here, and not for $1,500.
Yes.
Like maybe like $50.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Yeah, that's $1,500. Good grief! Although when he did turn it on,
it's cool. It's cool.
The
butane one
ones,
is awesome because it looks the best. It's not functionally obviously like a lightsaber. Like it's just basically a heat torch, but it looks the coolest because when you turn it on, it like, I don't know, the guy went out just sort of like a lightsaber comes up. So, and you could actually destroy somebody with that thing. You just got to carry around like some sort of a gas tank.
Hell, hold on while I get my my lightsaber gas tank turned on. This is the. Yeah, you have to kind of dial the flame. See, the problem with
I don't know if this is the one I saw, but there was one like it and came out good.
This is the one made by Hacksmith. The problem with it is that it's, I mean, it is cool, and it would be neat to have to use it as like a lighter to light, fires with and stuff, because that's what you do with fire. But you can't. I'm pretty sure you're talking about the one that Hacksmith made, and it's. I don't think that it doesn't make a sound. It's just fire, but you can't. Oh yeah, here it should look good in the dark. Total, yeah. There. Hold on while I turn on my lightsaber. And again, it looks cool, but you can't fight with it because when you cross, if you had two of those and you crossed them, the fire would just go right through the other fire. And it wouldn't make the cool.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Like I saw one that was like that, but like much bigger and crazier. So I'm seeing if I can find it. Really?
Had a longer flame on it?
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I mean, he like literally had like he had to connect like a gas line to his. To make it work. So
you're not thinking of Elon Musk's flamethrower, are you? You know who has one of those flamethrowers? Stunt Brain. Oh, you found one of the other ones?
Hacksmith. Yeah,
Hacksmith is the one that makes those the small ones. Right. I didn't know they made two sizes though.
Here, look, I'll here, let me, I don't know if it's going to let me do this on the thing here. Let me see if I can,
but same company? Hacksmith large lightsaber. I didn't know they made two. Yeah. Well, here's the Hacksmith Industries. I'll bet it's this one.
All right, hold on. I'm going to You see what I got? Is this the same one? Okay.
Is that what you're playing?
Here, watch.
Go ahead, Dan.
Here, I'll play. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've just made the world's first retractable plasma-based lightsaber.
So then he goes on and
that's pretty
explains
cool.
how he does it. But yeah, look at this. He's got like the.
So it's a welding torch. 4,000 plasma.
But look at the beam though. Isn't that beam awesome?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on.
Okay, that's really cool. Yes. Yeah, because you think about it, and if you did live in the Star Wars universe and somebody pulled out a lightsaber, it's dangerous. I mean, it's a weapon, so you have to be careful. We all think of them as toys, and we can walk around, hitting them together, how much fun we can do this all day long.
Right.
If you did that with a real lightsaber, you'd cut all your fingers off.
Yeah.
That's really awesome
Look
looking.
at the handle. Like, look at the actual like saber thing that he created. Like, it's so cool. I mean, the way it looks. Like, I'm trying to find a closer up.
That is really cool
shot of the actual lightsaber he made. But it's
do they sell
really
that
neat
one?
Looking. They might have some liability issues with that one if they sold it. I mean,
well, no, but the thing is, remember again going back to Elon Musk's flamethrower. I thought the same thing. Is like, how can you're selling a flamethrower? Doesn't that seem like there would be some liability issues with that? But people bought them, and in a normal common sense world, you wouldn't, you couldn't go back and sue somebody for selling you a flamethrower because you bought a flamethrower and now you're complaining that you burned down your house with it because you tried to use it in your living room. Well, stupid.
I would just imagine
don't use it in your living room.
You just have to have the proper disclaimers. I'm sure ChatGPT can help these guys with that. Because if you have to put like on a microwave, if you have to write, don't put your babies in the microwave. Like if you have to put that on there, then maybe you shouldn't, you're going to also have to have at least something on your plasma proto lightsaber. So
that is awesome though. I mean, that would really be fun to have. But what would you do with it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do with it.
Go into a bank. I'm not suggesting this. I'm just saying hypothetically, you could go into like a bank and like go to the vault and do like the and just see if it does the
just to see. Just tell them that look, I'm not robbing your bank. I just want to see if this works.
Listen, I hope you understand. I think you will once I explain. I have a lightsaber, and I just want to see if I can do this. So, I mean, the vault is the best thing I can think of, right? Like to try to, it's the closest thing we have to an Imperial blast door. So,
I think that if you do that, I think you'll be able to get away with it. And the only prerequisite we ask is that you have a camera of some sort running when you do attempt the experiment.
Right.
Have somebody else maybe standing a ways away from you filming you do it.
Right. And we'll only take as much money as it took that we need to cover the cost of the lightsaber. That's it. That's all we're doing.
Right.
It's just covering expenses. So we're not really.
And I think that's
bad
fair.
Guys
we're not. Yes, exactly.
Totally fair.
We are. This is in a perfect world. And I think that I could support, I can't recommend it, but I could certainly understand it as long as you give us video proof of doing it.
Right.
Just saying.
So
we talked yesterday about the warnings that you have to put on lawnmowers. Don't try to trim your hedges with a push mower, because at some point someone did try to trim their hedges with a push mower, and that every good warning label stems from somebody making a bad decision.
Yes, 100%. Speaking of bad decisions, I'm assuming you guys have, been really coming down on these ICE agents for just mowing down innocent civilians and who have done nothing wrong.
They're just
right. They're just
wandering into neighborhoods
groceries
and shooting people.
Yeah. Like the people are out just getting groceries, and then they can't get around ICE. It's like they're just everywhere. So
we actually just heard from Mark Ruffalo at the Golden Globes
Oh, thanks. I was waiting. I know you guys were too.
When he would, you saw what he said, right? Or did you see?
I saw that he said something. I wish more people, meaning more like everyone in the whole country, would be like me when it comes to this entertainment stuff. Like, I don't even know these things are coming up. I don't know who any of the people are anymore. I just care so little about that world. And I just had that realization. I'm like, you know what would be awesome is if everyone did what I did, and these people just went out there and got like a 2 rating, and absolutely no one watched it, and literally no one cared. Like, because I know half the country doesn't care, but a lot of people still do care, and I just think it'd be great if no one cared. I dare to dream.
Let's see, I'm just checking the ratings, and actually the Golden Globes lost in the ratings to a let's see. Oh, holy crap! Was it? Wow, they lost in the ratings. This is saying something. They lost in the ratings to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, arguably up until recently the worst of the Indiana Jones movies.
You know how bad that must be? I've heard it ripped so many times that I love Indiana Jones, and I have never had the desire to even go see that thing.
You've never seen Crystal Skull?
I don't even want to try it. Nope. I just saw I saw one clip and it looked so bad. I just said, no, I can't do it.
It apparently, and I have not seen the latest one, the Dial of Destiny. Not seen that one. They say it actually makes Crystal Skull look good. I went back and I rewatched Crystal Skull. It's not overall, it's not bad. And I think the biggest problem most of us had with it was that it was aliens at the end. But is it really any weirder than any of the other? I mean, you when he was looking for the
well, but he was looking for biblical artifacts before. He's looking for the Ark of the Covenant, and he's looking. Right. So, like, that's why. I mean, because a lot of people happen to believe that those things existed. So maybe not that you can find them today in a cave, but like.
Right, and in the Ark of the Covenant, when the guys, remember the Nazi soldiers, their faces melting and all of that, which is that any weirder than seeing a UFO fly out of a mountain? I don't know. I mean, you bring up the point that they were religious artifacts. Yes, I do. I agree with you there, because I've had this thought in my mind in the past about whether or not the Crystal Skull, was that really outside the realm of weirdness? But
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch it and check it out. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued to go.
I'm not saying it's great.
Okay,
but it is.
All right. All right, give it another shot. But I don't know if it was AI or not. I'm pretty sure it's not, because I looked it up and there was a news article. But you know, at like Disney, they've got the Indiana Jones performance that they do, and then the boulder comes down and all that stuff. Well, the boulder somehow like went flying off the track. Did you see this?
I saw something about that.
Some guy, a security guy, it was like bouncing. Apparently the thing weighs a few hundred pounds. And so it's like bouncing towards the crowd. And some security guy runs over and just gets himself mowed down.
That second video you saw there.
Steers it over.
Yeah, there it is.
Is it this one?
Yeah, watch.
Here it comes. Look at this. This thing's bounding.
Whoa!
But he stopped it. He stopped it. I mean, they said that thing weighs like 300 or 400 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, it bounces off, and then he comes up there to keep it from bouncing onto the crowd.
Because I think what they do is
down. I think it put him in the hospital for a little while.
Well, it's not the boulder is not what the boulder didn't hurt him. It's the chair that he was tossed into.
Maybe
that's what hurt him.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had, if it had bounced him off and there was nothing behind him to hit, he may have been okay. But it was the
that's some quick thinking.
Reaction.
That is quick thinking.
It is. Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, 400 pounds, I know that's not what a real boulder that size would weigh, obviously, but like 400 pounds is 400 pounds. That's going to leave a mark. That hurts. And that would have hurt somebody bad in the audience if it just flattened someone in the audience,
Yeah, I mean, especially if you are a slight person, a person with not much mass. Every time it gets to the good stuff, they cut away from it. What is going on here?
Dude, 400 pounds? That's like a piano falling on you.
Yeah, but it's soft. It's a soft 400 pound.
Do we need to do an experiment? I mean, do we need to go do Daily MoJo out in the field? Like, let's do a YouTube live and roll a 300-pound piano over Brad. And
I'll volunteer Ron for it.
Yeah, you will.
Well, no, we'll do it over Ron. I mean, we're not going to do it over me.
This is how it works with the host. Ron, don't let it happen. This happened to me in my radio days.
Yeah.
We had this big idea to get, because there was a taser story in the news, and so we were going to test out and get tased, and the host was all like, oh yeah, I'll get tased on radio, and then the taser guy shows up and he goes, oh, by the way, I'm not doing it, you're doing it. So I'm like, are you kidding?
Get tased?
He didn't say you're doing it. He actually said he didn't want to do it. And so we had this taser guy there, and then no one wanted to do it. And I'm like, well, we're just going to like abandon the bid
volunteered.
here. I got tased. I can say I have been tased, and it is horrible. You do not want to be tased.
Like? What's it feel
like?
like?
Your whole body, like, it kind of feels like, it's not the perfect description, but picture a muscle cramp. Like when you get one of those real bad muscle cramps in your calf or something.
Yep.
It's like that over your whole body instantaneously. Little less pain and more just uncomfortable. It's just super uncomfortable. All your muscles contract and you can't do anything about it. And you're just like, and it's just like, all I remember was the feeling was so bad that like, that the little pricks are in you still. So when they turn off the juice, they can turn it on at any time, at any moment. And I was just like, I'm like, you better not turn that thing on again. All right, don't don't do it. Don't do it.
Ron, do it. I don't have the bell. You can't. That would be I'm sorry, we can't break the Prime Directive. But
it's horrible.
Have you ever been
don't
shocked?
Recommend.
Have you ever been shocked by messing with an outlet or anything like that?
Not majorly, no. Just like,
but
not an outlet,
you've been
no.
shocked. I'm just wondering if it, because that's what I've kind of come to the conclusion it must feel like is when you get shocked by 120 volts, it contracts your muscles. That's why if you ever use the Brad Staggs method of seeing if an outlet is still hot when you have it out of the box, you always tap it with the back of your hand, not the front of your hand, because if you tap it with the front of your hand, it'll clamp down. If you do it the back way, it contracts away. So that's what I'm thinking that it must feel like when you
the Brad Staggs.
I haven't tried that. I can tell you, it was the most uncomfortable feeling you could possibly imagine. It's not like excruciating pain. It's just really, really uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Like up to 100.
Well, sadly, we're out of time, and I would have had your prompter up here for you. However, y'all have changed on CBN.com. You've changed the way. Usually, if you went to listen and you hovered over listen, it would give you all of the different podcasts, and then you could click on that particular podcast.
It's still there.
And if I click on
CBN,
if I hover over listen,
News. CBN News. Go to CBN News.
No, I've never had to do that before.
CBNnews.com. That's where I go. I mean, I don't know what's going on over there at CBN.com, but go to CBN News and there's the listen, and there it was.
That's what I did.
There's slide it. There we go. There we go. It's just that easy, guys.
Huh. I'll be darned.
Bible
so what's
sales
happening
are
on the
soaring.
podcast?
Bible sales soaring, overdoses dropping. Greenland, Trump wants it to be the 51st state. So that and more.
I always wanted to go to Greenland. All right, my friend, be safe out there.
See you, Dan. Have a good week.
Stay away from boulders and tasers, and you should be fine.
What do you mean it's let's go?
That right there. That's 2 hours, right? Almost down to the minute of audio deliciousness known as the Daily MoJo for today, Tuesday, unlucky Tuesday the 13th, which Ron doesn't know about, but he will find sooner or later. That was fast, Missy 13 says, because that's what she said. Anyway, we like to find out if anybody learned during the course of the program, and we turn first to the Where was the bell, you giant wuss?
I don't know. I was busy doing something else, I guess. Are you talking
You
about
were
this
busy
bell?
doing. Yes.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
How could you have missed it?
Where's your
Now
bell?
my dog says over there.
Oh.
I couldn't reach it.
How could you have left it over there?
Don't try to turn this around. That's your job to have the bell. In the meantime, Wade Robertson says a gagger, huh? I don't know. Looked like a big balloon, Missy 13 said. It was. And again, it wasn't the balloon hitting him. It was the sudden stop by the chair behind him.
Yeah.
That's what'll get you every time. Over in the Daily Merger First Amendment room, Figs never watched Crystal Skull or the newest one. Only 3 Indiana Jones movies. A lot of people feel that way. The rest of us remember that we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. 6 separate tyrannos resist stupid. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are, love you all. See you later.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't love them. Kids, your daddy doesn't love you.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.